vengeance.
Good day, everybody. Thank you for coming along on this little adventure. It's been an interesting little weekend, you know, because if you've clicked on the title of this video, you know what dropped recently. The latest Batman trailer for the upcoming Robert Pattinson Batman movie, you know. And I wanted to do a video where I would get my 2 cents out on this particular movie as a whole so far, what my first impressions are of it, and, you know, just ramble on for about an inordinate amount of minutes, you know. But yes, I went and watched it the other day, which was the time of recording was when Fandom happened, so this is like the day after, you know, so this is like the fallout of all of that hype from all the various stuff. So I think in this video I'm going to focus on just the Batman trailer, and if anybody wants me to talk about other stuff, I might do like, I could either like branch it off into like separate videos, or just talk about it in like a whole collective video maybe, I don't know, I'll figure it out. But for now, I'm just going to focus on this one. Now, what I know of this movie is this movie takes place in the second year of Batman's crime fighting. It's not connected to the other movies like Justice League or Wonder Woman or Man of Steel or Aquaman. Not connected to any of those. It's its own little thing, which is fine because there are certain choices within this movie that I'm not really 100% into. Specifically the casting choices, but I have elaborated on that before in another video. Please go check out that one as well. But I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on the positives, which I thought was interesting. This trailer, when I watched it, it had a very old school vibe. It felt like it wasn't a movie that was made in this year. It felt like it was a movie made like early 2000s. It had this vibe, this look. I guess it would be the cinematography, if that's what you call it. I don't know. I don't know all the film languages, so I don't know how it all works. But it just felt, it had a very Seven vibe. You know, I don't know if anybody knows that movie, but that's what I felt like. It felt like Seven, but you include Batman in it. And that's kind of the vibe you get off of it, because the start of this trailer, you see who this world's interpretation of Riddler literally duct taping a dead body up and like writing in what I would assume is blood, like lies all over the face, and they start like doing all these weird like hostages like sent in as dummies and all these like notes and toying around. You know, it's very Seven inspired, and I think it does play to the character's strengths of being intellect and being someone that is matching wits with Batman. Also, what I do like in this is like it's a small bit in the grand scheme of things, but it feels so refreshing when you see Batman at an actual crime scene with the police, you know, just investigating it, you know, solving a mystery, solving the clues, you know, all these little bits and pieces here and there. You know, I think we did get a little bit of a crime scene thing in the Dark Knight trilogy. However, I think this one might be a little more, I mean, we're leaning more into like mystery. Like it's been described as like 1970s like gritty detective street level stories, so I don't think it'll go any crazy like saying like, oh, the city's gonna explode, you know, or whatever at the end of the movie, and that's like the problem that Batman has to stop. No, it seems like this is gonna be a little more like a little more grounded in, which is fine, because not every situation needs to be like, oh no, the city's gonna explode or tear itself apart. Oh no, you know, it's nice to have something that's just a little more stable scenario. Robert Pattinson as Batman, I'm definitely glad that I'm taking the chance, because I think he could do something good. I think he works well as I think this works perfectly for him, because he can portray the early years of Batman. You know, the angry person that he is. You know, that hasn't, like, he's still raw with emotion and anger over the loss of his parents, even after he's gone around all over the world doing training and everything. He still feels that rage, and he hasn't been able to, like, properly adjust himself. You know, he hasn't been able to make his, like, dual life persona. You know, he's not the Batman we're all accustomed to yet. This is how he is prior to it, you know. And we all know how we are in our edgy times, you know, so this works for me. I think, like as if you were trying to make him be like a current Batman, it wouldn't really work out too well, maybe. Like, maybe you could do it, but I think for him to start off as, like, the early years Batman, it's perfect casting choice. And for the trailer, it looks like he's doing pretty well. Apparently, Christian Bale gave him a couple tips on how to be Batman, and apparently he even told him that it's okay to pee in the Batsuit. So I'm assuming the Batsuit is difficult to take on and off, I would imagine, with all those pieces and armor, which is another thing I like. I don't know, maybe it's because I like the collar bit that he has around his neck, you know, because that just gives me, like, Batman White Knight vibes, and I love that fucking comic. But yeah, that suit is very interesting. I like the design of it. I think if the only thing I could say I wanted would be some white eyes, but I know that's, like, kind of a thing that's never really given much. I think the closest we've ever gotten on having full white eyes in a bat suit was Snyder when he did the armored up bat suit in Dawn of Justice. So, you know, it's fine. Well, I guess we'll figure it out eventually, but, you know, that's how it is. But that suit is pretty nice. The movie is it's interesting how it looks. It's got the Seven and True Detective vibe. You know, it's a mystery thriller. You know, we're exploring Batman as a detective. You know, because that is one of his titles, the world's greatest detective. You know, so it's like, it's so interesting, because it's not something we've been given too often in these movies. Like, mostly it's like we just have him be Batman and he's going up against all these enemies, and it's like we do have this here. I mean, we have, in this movie, we have Penguin, we have Riddler, we have, you know, Carmine Falcone, we have, you know, we even have Catwoman, although I'm not big on the casting choice or whatever. The suit, I don't know. Like, I mean, I can't really tell from it, you know, especially if this is just the one scene in the trailer, or, you know, like, so I don't know if that's, like, her official suit or a proto design thing, but I found the mask gimmick she wore was kind of iffy, especially when they cuts to, like, a shot behind her, because she's wearing this, like, it honestly looks like a torn up, like, pillowcase. Like, she took a pillowcase and cut 2 holes in for the eyes and mouth, and the end of the pillowcase just kind of makes a makeshift, like, cat ear thing. Like, I don't know. I'm not really big onto that, but maybe that's just a prototype thing or whatever. Who knows? Who cares? I'm just gonna wait and see how the movie comes out. Not big on the casting, as always, because I'm not big on the whole race swap just for race swap's sake, you know. But I'm just gonna be fine with this, because it's not canon. It's not an official part of the universe, since DC is gonna be mostly focusing on multiverse, and they're not gonna worry about having to deal with too many continuities and stuff. You know, they're gonna have fun with, like, their spin-offs, one-offs, all this stuff, like Joker and everything. they don't care. It'll work. Like, they work for Joker, so they're just gonna like do that again, and then maybe they'll do other stories that'll expand into that particular world. Same thing with Batman right now, because they got a TV show on HBO that's gonna come out, and that's gonna be like a prequel to this particular movie and its story, which should be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, I know it's just a lot about me rambling, but that's how I feel about this movie in particular, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. Like, what did you guys think of this? Is this a movie you think you would go out and see? Is this a movie you're interested in? Are you hyped for it? Or is there just some bits of this movie that you're just not 100% sure of? I can understand if you are. Please leave them down in the comments below. And if you want me to talk about anything else that the DC fandom has talked about, you know, like all the trailers and the games and the movies and whatnot, I can do videos on those in either separate parts, or I could just roll them up into one. I don't know yet, but I'll figure that one out. So just let me know how that goes, and I'd like to thank you all for coming along on this little adventure with me and listen to me ramble. I hope you all have a great day, and goodbye.